No, I haven't played any Sith Henry. If I play Sith Henry, I'll only do that on stream. Yeah, that's not something I would play on my own. I haven't, since I've been back streaming, I haven't played anything on my own except I logged into Star Citizen twice, but my Star Citizen gameplay these days is just like log in, play for like 15-20 minutes, run into a bug, and then quit game. Like I think yesterday or the day before, I was doing a mercenary mission, and somebody put out a medical beacon, you know, a player. So I went to go save them, flew really far away, got on the planet, and then fell through the planet's surface. And the guy was like, he only had like 1% hydration. If you get to like 0% hydration, you die. So he's unconscious, dying from dehydration. And I'm literally landed right in front of the bunker where he's at. And as soon as I jump off my ship, I fall through the planet. It's like, fuck you, Star Citizen, man. I am over your bullshit. Over it. All right, let's get into rough landings. Let's get Millennia access to Aquila City. I think we already did that, right? Or no, we talked to her. Let's quickly do this because this is not DLC. This is vanilla stuff. You talked about grinding some skills off stream, so I wasn't sure. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that, but then I thought grinding skills on stream would give us time to chat. Yeah. I just saw something very cringy on stream. Yeah, Twitch recommended me this channel, and I like the name, and it's a game that I'm interested in, so I turned it on. And it's a guy doing like one of those heartfelt announcements for his stream and community about abandoning some kind of like stream goal that they had, which was, you know, for him to become partner. And it looked like they've been working on this for a long time, you know. And he's going on this long monologue about this whole thing and their journey together, and talking about how he knows it's, you know, going to be painful to dismiss this, but you know, he's got an IRL job that he just got, and it's a really good opportunity and all this. And I'm like, he's got the chat in slow mode, and there are 10 people in chat. 10 people. He's got about 2,000 followers, 10 people in chat, and I feel like I'm watching one of those YouTube channels with like millions of views, and they're like having to stop YouTubing or whatever. They usually just keep YouTubing. Normally what this means is they're just not getting the views that they want or whatever, but I was like, I've never seen so much drama in such a small chat. But, you know, I guess they're like super fans or something. But the slow chat is what made me laugh. Yeah, because it's like, you know, I can understand if you got like a couple hundred people and they're chatty Cathys, you got to put it in slow mode. I get that. Yeah, I think I put my chat in slow mode once or twice on accident. See, I like that attention to detail. You got a little gutter here and it's making gutter noises. That's pretty cool. All right, Chew, let the smuggler back in.
Finest folk in the settled
she has to take care of her sister's family.
Good to meet you, friend. Name's Elias Cartwright.
But I watched the whole thing. I watched the entire thing. And then he got emotional.
Now, I've got a memory for faces, and I can't say I've seen yours around here before. I make it a point.
I'm not blaming him for becoming emotional and everything, but I'm just like,
our fine city. As the founder himself once said, there's no substitute for a warm welcome and a friendly smile.
I appreciate it, thank you.
You're more than welcome. As I'm sure you know, us folk in the Freestar Collective put great stock in human kindness and generosity of spirit.
In my mind, I thought he was going to say human trafficking.
Us apart from our neighbors in the United Colonies. We don't rely on machines or bureaucracy.
I think I'm a UC citizen in this one. Or not a citizen, but a... I was born in the UC.
Cry about what brought you here. That's all.
They're kind of fascist. You have to do service to become a citizen.
However, I'd be more than happy to give you the scoop about the core and Midtown.
Oh, I did get the Vinegar's Royal sound alert. I think she wanted me to choose it, so I went with this. What do you think, Cucculent?
He went something like this. What?
That sounds like something she would enjoy. All right, we need to get Miss Axelrod permission to do business at Aquila City.
Milena Axelrod?
Uh-huh.
I wished I'd never heard that name again.
Yeah.
She's a menace. She punched me in the face. Can you imagine?
What did you do?
Why would you want to let her back here?
If we help her family, the Jansons might escape starving to death. We could just say, hey, man, why don't you implement some social services Get some oatmeal and some broccoli or something and help feed all these refugees and immigrants.
What?
Why are people dying on the
Oh,
streets from starvation?
That's terrible.
I know.
Listen, I
This is your
feel
city.
for the,
Why do I have to
Johnsons.
tell you this?
If it was just the fisticuffs, I could look the other way. But we caught her smuggling red-handed. She's been blacklisted for good reason.
Yeah.
But legally, if you pay off a bounty, I can't stop her from coming back. But we'll be watching her.
Yep. That's the one where the hunter is imitating the bird and he wants you to go get those birds. You know, I ran into those birds before I knew about that quest and it really freaked me out. I spent like an hour looking for them because you could hear them and you could hear what direction they were calling from, but they never appeared. But I spent an hour looking for them. I wanted to find that fucking demon bird or whatever that noise was. Because I thought it was going to be an ambush when I first heard it. I'm like, okay, those are bandits, and they're calling each other with a stupid bird call, and I want to go trigger that event and then kick their asses kind of thing. Yeah. All right, let's persuade him not to pay 5,000
I'd like
credits.
to think that,
We have a lot of
but-
money, but it's the principle of the thing. Diplomacy.
Oh, yeah.
I leveled that up.
everyone.
I think I maxed it out. Here's another diplomacy for
I
you.
really hope so. This
Silver-tongued
really is
devil.
against my better judgment, but fine.
Can't fight against
Can
me.
come back.
Gosh, dog, too charismatic.
I need a drink.
I'll buy you a drink. That I'll do. Well, aren't you looking good, Madam Andrasia? Looking fancy. All right, let's go talk to the Jensens, I guess. Whoop. Hey, we can see ourselves now. Glory be. That tattoo is kind of cool. Just makes it look like we're wearing a turtleneck.
We should be on our guard if we venture outside the city. The Ashta are
If you had to get a
formidable.
visual tattoo like the Varun have, Cuculane, what would you go with? Would you go with the bold face eyebrows? Would you go with the neck? Would you go with the lines that bisect your pupils? That one I find disturbing. And then the eyebrow one. It's amazing how important eyebrows are to you. Like, have you ever seen somebody that just lost their mind and shaved off their eyebrows, or they put too much lighter fluid on their barbecue and blew their eyebrows off? I singed my buddy's eyebrows when we were kids. I felt really bad about that. I thought it'd be funny to blow hairspray fire at him.
Please don't bring up Milena to see.
It was funny, to be
The
fair.
whole thing is a long shot. Milena contacted me. She's making me her official importer.
Which is illegal.
I'm not sure how much it pays, but I'll take
Not
it.
only is she a smuggler,
have no
she's a
idea what you've
known
done.
smuggler, which means they will be watching, correct? Yeah, I couldn't imagine getting a face tattoo, man. It's just crazy. I think I almost got a tattoo when I was, I don't know, like 18 to 21. I probably thought about it twice, but I am glad I didn't. Because I'm not a fan, not a fan. All right, just be careful. Millennia's been caught smuggling before.
I figured it might be something like that. I'll make sure to keep my distance from any of that.
He's got a
I can't wait to
well-groomed
tell
beard,
Simone.
considering he's been
This
starving
is
to
the
death.
first ray of sunshine we've seen in years.
He's so poor, he can't feed his family, but he just dropped 16,500 credits on us. Well, hello, first-time chatter Empress. Hail and welcome, sir or madam. Are you a bot? We will see. Not to be judgy, but we've just been getting invaded by many billion bots.
If someone calls me a UC piglet one more time, I swear I'm going to punch them in the eye.
It is weird that a UC family is coming here, and this place seems kind of poor.
Aquila City
Why
is
are you
way
here,
more fun
actually?
than Sidonia.
Looking good, Andrasia, looking good. Let's talk to the wife. I want to know why they're here. I'm assuming they were poor in New Atlantis, and then they just thought they could come here and find a job a little more easily. All right, there's the husband.
Milena's been nice, friendly. I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Well, then you're doubly welcome, madam. Boop. Won't have to keep an eye on you as much.
I'm glad.
Have
we
you been
left
playing the
Sidonia.
DLC?
Things are going to get better.
What do you think about it if you have?
I hope you don't mind. We've been
All right.
praying for you.
Where's the wife? That's who we need to talk to. She'll probably
Just
tell
keep
us.
your gun holstered during your stay, and you'll be good in my book.
I agree. Shouldn't be running around with your gun above your head. We're here to solve problems. Alright, she's not here. Alright, well, let's head back to the DLC then. Why did I come here in the first place? Was I trying to, like, build something, do something? Oh, yeah, minerals. Let's try and do minerals. That makes sense. Alright, let's go back to our iron and aluminum factory. We got a really crappy plot of land, so we can only have one iron extractor. That was my bad. That was my bad. Did you do all the side questing and everything? If you did all the side questing, how many hours did it take you? Because I've been hearing that people are upset that it was too short, not enough extras. Because one thing I was kind of sad about was we didn't get extra ship parts or ships or anything. I was kind of excited to see like Varun cultured ships. And then I was kind of hoping for more, I don't know, cultured armor and weapons. And, well, I mean, we got a few, which is fine.
Why is it that my nose seems to itch only when I cannot remove my helmet to scratch it?
Did you know U.S. astronauts put Velcro on their helmets to scratch their nose when they're in their spacesuits? I thought that was very smart. Alright, boop. I think I already put iron and aluminum on the ship, correct? Hopefully. Don't need that. Even the light stuff, it starts to add up if you don't empty it out of your inventory every so often. The other thing that upsets me are all these mission items that you can't remove from your inventory, but you've already done the mission. So they're just going to, you know, debuff your inventory forever. That bugs the crap out of me. Luckily, going to a new universe will fix that. I'll withhold my comments if you haven't completed it. Right on. Thanks. Yeah, no spoilers, but I'm just saying overall what you felt. Because I've been staying away from all the videos and reviews like that. I just noticed on Reddit, I saw a couple posts talking about people were a little disappointed. And it's becoming mostly negative on Steam. And I'm like, it's not that bad, man. Because to me, mostly negative is like kind of a shit show. And I don't think it's a shit show. But I will say this. You know, I've got like 500 hours in Starfield. You know, I've done 20 universes plus. You know, I'm level 167 now. And that's without farming XP. I just saw natural. I did have to start downloading mods to keep it interesting, but... Oop, that's a bug. See if my ship still works.
Point reached. Orbit
Yeah, it
stable.
still works. Perfect. I guess what we'll do is we'll build our love nest on Varun Kai. We can ask that guy for more work. Let's go do the house divided one. I think that was more interesting. Oh, that's a cool screenshot right there. I should take more action screenshots. All my screenshots are like tourist selfies, you know, and me trying to like position Andrasia where we could do a proper selfie. Level 196, that's a respectable gosh dog level. Yeah, that's a shame it's only 40%. I'm on my third playthrough for Starfield. Yeah. Well, I used to, I did a couple playthroughs, but you know, I don't do everything. And then I did a couple runs to where I was seeing how fast I could get through a universe. So I was just, you know, skipping the main quest and then beelining it to the final bosses. Yeah. You can do it really quick. Yeah. It's kind of cool. But I will say, after I played Starfield for a while, and I got the 100% achievements and everything, I did a Fallout playthrough, Fallout 4, and I've never done a proper, like, beginning to end. Was doing a hardcore playthrough, and it had so much more flavor to it. Like, it was so much more interesting, and The missions were the stories attached to the missions and the characters. You wanted to know about them. You know, you wanted to learn more about all of them. They were all so interesting. You know, like Valentine and the drug addict and the journalist. There wasn't much of that. And then now we've had 12 months of the mystery of the Varun, and now it's like the mystery's kind of, I'm not going to say disappointing, but it's kind of flat, I would say. I don't know. I do love the planet.
Be mindful of our elder. The incident.
I wish the other planets were like that.
You've
you know,
been
like
busy, Vindicator.
or the other cities, Aquila and
You're
New
practically an
Atlantis.
oracle to have connected the dots so quickly. Even I
This
did not
area
expect you
feels
to make
more
it
like a
so
Bethesda
far,
game
so fast.
than
But before you proceed into
the
that
vanilla
room,
game.
I must ask, do you have the proof you need? Is it solid?
it's pretty solid, man.
Yes. My intel says you came back with a slate in hand. I imagine the contents of which are incriminating. So
Yeah,
let us
criminals
speak
are always
frankly
writing
for a
things
moment,
down.
if we may.
I play and stream Fallout 4 as well. Dude, I love Fallout 4. I think it might be my favorite Fallout game, which is saying a lot because I love New Vegas. And Fallout 3 was my first Fallout game, like most people. Played the heck out of Fallout 3, like on the old 360 probably. And then Fallout 4, because I never bought the PS4 and Xbox One generation. You know, I skipped that because I was playing on a laptop. And I just never got around to it. But then my nephew, I helped him beat his game on his PS4 years ago. And then I started doing a playthrough and then got busy in real life. But then I went back and was doing the the hardcore, no fast
I
traveling.
don't have time for delays.
It was fun. All right, what's going on here, man? Whatever you want to sell me, I'm not buying. I'm listening.
I've been thinking about the events of the past few days.
This guy's
and I
got
have some
serious
thoughts.
eyebrows.
The speed at which things have unraveled. It makes me wonder
His
how much
tattoo
of
is
this
not
outcome
symmetrical.
has been orchestrated.
It's like this.
Of course, I am not denying my role in all this. Yes, I approve to have the supplies rerouted. And yes, I ordered that they be directed to the zealots.
Yep.
But the murder of Kisrani Dulkef is not on my hands. I only sought to protect her, and the zealots took things a step too far.
So you admit to helping the zealots.
I admit that I was presented an opportunity and took advantage of it.
Well, that makes you liable. Doesn't matter. You still need to answer for your crimes.
Then I have no choice but to defend myself from you and House Vithal.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you have planned, but I know Tavina holds a grudge against me. So I have little faith this trial will be a fair one. But we shall see.
We could just duel to the death now, I guess, but that wouldn't be justice. I don't know. She kind of gave off smarmy vibes, too. Game wouldn't let us flirt with her. That makes me sad.
Thank you both for coming. We are here to pass judgment for the crimes committed against the noble houses. Murder, theft.
That's
and most
interesting that she
heinous
started
of
with
all,
76.
The aiding of zealots from House Malin, sworn enemies.
I
of
tried
House
76 back in the day, but
the
it was
perpetrator
before
of all
they fixed
freezing
everything,
hiding
so
this
it was
room. Mujin of
very
House
disappointing,
Kalik.
very hollow.
What say you to these charges?
What? This is outrageous. House Kadik
But I hear it's a
denies
great game
all
now.
involvement in this conspiracy.
Oh,
My biggest complaint was
not
the
going to
latency.
worm
The
your way out
combat
of this
felt
one,
really
Envoy.
bad because of it.
Vindicator.
I'd rather just
The
play Fallout 4.
evidence, if you please.
What was your title? Did you get Vindicator as the title in this DLC, or did you get another one? Because I figure it depends on your choices with the little statues. All right, this guy is guilty. This should be proof. Yep. Justice
Now,
must be
this is
served.
incredibly damning. A slate written by a zealot, identifying you by name. Is something wrong, Envoy? You don't seem to want to argue for your innocence.
Nor should I have to. A single slate, which I might add is likely fabricated, is not enough to prove anything.
Oh, you didn't know. We have
Scary thing is,
piles
that's
of
going to be
evidence,
true here in the
ship
future.
departure
It's going to be hard to
records,
differentiate,
signatures, the works.
you know, like AI evidence
course, the
versus
kicker.
real evidence.
Kisrani's killer. Your ward, Okim.
I had no part in that. In fact, I find this
Yes,
entire
but the people
trial
you were
to be a
aiding and
farce,
abetting
and
did
I
it,
will
which
not
makes
give
you
it any more
culpable for the
credence than it
crime.
deserves.
Blah, 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 blah. I feel sorry for whoever you have
This
to
is the
share a
judge,
cell
by the
with.
by.
Guard, escort the envoy
Little
to his new
unprofessional.
lodgings.
I think she's in on
Right
it.
away, Warden.
I think she's responsible for the murder. She's given that, like, overacting, kind of like, I'm a bad guy, lying and being secretive. I mean, look at her. She's obviously on drugs. She can't even navigate her own office. Bum, bum, bum. You don't even have your own bathroom. What kind of judge doesn't... What the... I definitely get a Romulan / Klingon vibe from these people. I think that's what they were going for. It's probably the green, too. Can I sit in your desk? I'm the judge now.
Well, now that the unpleasantness is behind us, I think we can wrap this case
Hail
up.
and welcome back, XO.
With
Great to see you, brother man.
punishments taken care of. The only thing left to dole out is your reward.
I expect to be paid handsomely. I didn't do this for the money.
I can't relate.
Their tattoos aren't even
I do
black. They're
things for a
like
lot of
chocolate
reasons,
brown.
but
Looks
I
like
always
Hershey
expect
syrup.
to get paid.
That's kind of cool.
On that note, let's not waste any time lingering. Here are your credits. House Vithal thanks you for your service.
Yeah, I feel like we didn't do that right. I feel like we didn't get all of the rats. We'll have to see about that later. Let's go, Ninja. It's a cool scarf. See, it's blue now. I thought I gave her a purple one.
Did you need something?
Oh.
Did you need me to carry something for you?
Yeah, we're just playing Barbie dress up. It's one of our favorite things to do in games. Crimson outfit. Let's see if that makes her arms go away. Boop.
Very good.
Oh yeah, we fixed it. Perfect. Perfect.
Hello. Need to see what...
We will not be leaving her in that, though. That does not fit our current RP.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel
Goodbye.
like I gave her like a purpley color, and then now she's in straight up blue. Am I wearing the purpley color? No, I've got the bronzy copper color. Either way, we look cool, but you know, we were trying to match with the colors. I guess the blue does look better with her turban looking thing. It's more of like a teal green, though. You know what I mean? Alright, well, let's do another mission. Something interesting. But that mission kind of felt like it ended unsatisfyingly. Alright, let's do the duel. Scientific method, travel to subterranean malls so far. Let's do the duel first. That should be close. There's definitely going to be lore around here, but I'm not sure if I want to explore every square inch of this place. Ooh, hello. He says right before he explores every square inch of this place.
Watching.
Who's that? Who's watching me? Are you a spy?
Promised.
What are you, Mossad? MI5? Explain yourself. Ooh, I like your eyes. I have a theory that the game produces NPCs that match the player's eye color. Because I used to run around with gold eyes and everybody had gold eyes. Now I turn them white silver.
I pray
and
the
now I'm
serpent
noticing a lot of
still
white silver.
favors us to have allowed us to live.
Like in the old Grand Theft Autos. If there was a rare car you liked, all you had to do was drive around in it, and then all the cars in that area started to spawn that car. And I was listening to the developer who came up with the engine talk about it, and he was like, yeah, that was just like an eccentricity of it. He's like, because we could only have, I think, like 4 types of cars on the screen at the same time. So we would always use whatever the player's car was to, you know, populate the NPC areas. I thought that was interesting. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
I miss our home, but the keep shall do.
Where was your home, sir? The Citadel?
Idle hands and minds are where heresy is sown. We mourn the law to not fully dedicate.
No, this
is
guy doesn't want
risk
to talk
the
to me.
path of the apostate.
Hello, can I buy stuff
You
now?
do not have approval to trade with me.
I am the vindicator of the Varun. I just solved a murder of like one of your top bosses. I've got a godlike weapon on my back. I'm walking around your capital. Sell me some ammunition, please. They finally allowed us to craft our own ammunition, but they sell this item called a primer that you have to use to craft your ammunition. So the type of ammo you'd want to craft, which is the rare stuff, the primers themselves are just as rare as the ammunition. But there's really no such thing as rare ammunition. You can always find a store that has a crap ton of it.
All I am saying is that I am not pleased with the recent outsider influence. I am sure you know what I am referring to.
If you watch the new Lost in Space, the one that came out a couple years ago on Netflix, this outfit reminds me of the robot.
We will serve Dazra to the last man.
Mm-hmm. That's a soldier. That's a soldier. Where am I? Whoop. All right, we are central. That is not my ship. That is my ship. See, I thought that the city was built on top of a old flagship, but I guess that's the flagship. We don't know what this looked like before the catastrophic event. But we'll figure it out. And then we got some more side quests to do over here. Plenty to do, plenty to do. Oh, see, I was hoping to just come back and deal with this, but I guess you actually have to follow her. At least she waited a couple days, weeks, or months for us. That was mighty nice of her. She must be exhausted. We flew across the galaxy and built some outpost stuff.
Much to do.
Mm-hmm.
Need me for something?
Yeah, you got a mission marker above your head.
Do not let Amila break you down.
I will not.
How are you handling everything?
Pretty good, actually.
How are you handling everything?
Not bad. What do we got here? Adlam House. That is a comfy bathroom.
Greetings.
Hello.
I see why Anasco spoke to you.
Regarding inheritance. Oh, is this all about inheritance between the brothers? Borhall, please accept my condolences on the death of your mother. She was a great woman, a model citizen, and a generous benefactor. As you well know, benevolent even in death, she has left a parting gift for you, her firstborn. I do worry how your mother's death will affect Amelia. It is unfair, but it falls to you to look after him now. Discipline him and keep him out of trouble. Your mother and father were hard on him out of necessity. They did what they did out of love in hopes to turn him into a worthy heir to the family's fortune. Sadly, it seems that they did not succeed. Unfortunately, Amelia cannot be trusted with your parents' wealth, and your mother has left all of her belongings and capital to you, Borhall. It's a fun name to say, Borhall. I understand that this may be a shock and that Amelia will inevitably resent this decision, but it was a wise one. All they needed to do was set up a trust fund of some kind that just pays them a stipend instead of giving it all to them. Do not let Amelia manipulate you into relinquishing any of this. Your mother and father were adamant that this is your money and yours alone. Oof. So they don't, they're just fuck the other guy. Great servant be with you.
You seem a charitable.
So that's probably what the duel is about, right? Dun, 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 dun.
Great serpent, give me the strength to do what must be done.
All right, this is a note from Ibari. Hello. I'm writing to express my concern over the bruising I frequently see while examining both of your sons. Uh-oh. Especially Amelia. I have spoken with the schoolmaster and they do not corroborate your explanation that Amelia has been getting into fights at school. So they were like straight up beating this kid. Your constant donations have benefited the halls of healing greatly. And so I'm providing a warning where normally I would not. If I see any more bruises during my examinations, I go to the guards. Alright, so at least they don't believe in domestic violence here. Their culture kind of struck me as a kind of, yeah, harsh disciplinarians, but maybe not. I've made my peace with Amelia's insolence. That boy was born with a devil inside him, and I will never listen to reason. I watched this documentary show last night called, like, Evil something or another. It was mentioned in a podcast I was listening to. And it was all about this this kid who just, you know, did evil stuff. But when he was 4, he had parents. You know, he had a stepmother and he had a father. And his outbursts were so bad at 4 years old, they put him in a mental home. And when he came back from the mental home, it was like all of his emotions were wiped away. So it was almost like he was born with anger issues, but then by putting him in a mental home at 4 years old, they turned him into a sociopath. You know, because at that age, you learn quickly, but you can also learn wrong things very quickly. So he probably learned that, okay, emotions get me in trouble. It's time to wipe them out. And then, of course, when he got a little older, he did some horrific thing that I didn't get to because I got tired of watching it. But yeah, so Amelia's bad attitude's rubbing off on the older brother. Copy that. We should probably break into this, actually. Might be something interesting. I don't know about you, but if I never do this mini game again, I'll be a happy person. Alright, so this is just stiff. I won't steal that.
Why not just break it open?
I agree, Andrasia. Why don't we just break it open? Well, it's because we live in a magical world that has these gods called developers, and they have tied my hands on such things.
This is it. Shall we begin our duties? Do not let Amila break you down.
Don't let the man get you down, she says. Alright, lady, why can't I do my mission? Talk to Danica about the duel. Okay. Are you Danica? Yes.
Are you ready to discuss our roles?
Yeah. I'm ready.
Very good. Let us begin. Your primary duty as Amila's second is to work with the brothers and see if a peaceful conclusion is possible.
I already tried that.
Namely, if
you all went
Amila
against
apologizes to Borehole and he accepts, the duel may not move forward. As for me, I will be procuring the weapons for the duel and the materials for the preceding ceremony. Borehole as challenger reserves the right to choose the weapons, and he has chosen blades. Do you have any concerns?
Yes, you know them very well. I'm a complete stranger to this land. Why don't you try to convince them to kiss and make up and I'll go get the weapons? Doesn't that make more logical sense than the bullshit that you just said to me? No concerns here.
Very good. If that is all, we will break here and see to our duties.
That's the problem with main character logic. Because everything has to revolve around the main character.
I am sorry
you get an
got
uncanny
put into
valley
this.
feeling, you know?
I will try and find another peaceful solution to this problem. Should you be unsuccessful in convincing them to call it off.
Mm-hmm. Let's get going.
Report back to me when you have spoken with the brothers.
You're not my boss. I
We
ain't
will
reporting
discuss your
shit.
secondary duty
I'll
then.
meet up with you though and have some tea. All right, let's talk to Amelia. Let's talk to this guy first. It's like they've got decades of animosity towards each other. I'm not a gosh dog family therapist.
Amila has shamed us for the final time.
Well, he's got emotional
What is
issues, and your parents beat the
I
hell
need
out of
to
him.
Prepare.
You should call off the duel. You'll end up regretting it if you don't. There's nothing worse than a kinslayer, as they say.
I will do no such thing, and will feel no regrets in
See,
avenging
he's even got the
Amila's
same scar as we
constant
do.
dishonors. I have given him every chance, every credit. I have begged him to turn himself around. But instead, it has been endless years of dishonor and pain. Damn him. I should have known years ago that this would be the only way things would end.
Seems like your mind is made up, so I'll leave you to it. I want to ask you some personal questions. How old were you when you lost your virginity? How big is your penis? And have you ever been sexually attracted to men?
No, you are not my second. I do not see how this is pertinent to your duties.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I like this one.
Show a modicum of respect and answer the questions.
Yes. My apologies.
Yes.
You are right.
I
Forgive
accept.
my ignorance. I will answer any
I wish there was
questions
more of
you
that.
have
Your
for me.
companions answering for you. I like it. Your parents treated you and Amelia horribly. Why do you care about their memories so much?
The family name is all we Adlams have left. My parents were great philanthropists. They built schools, parks, temples, monuments. They were two prime citizens of House Varun.
And they beat their
But now
children
everything they have
so
built
badly that they
is
had to be
gone.
warned by the school.
And our once great fortune is nearly spent. The money they left us was meant to be used for donations. We were meant to make Dazra a better place. But Amila has sucked
Yeah,
the
but
well
you were the
dry.
arbiter of the wealth.
My parents, maybe they were not good people, but they were good citizens. And Amila trying to sell their remains was just barbaric.
All right, would you be happy if Amelia died?
No, great serpent, no. I will take no pleasure in his death. However, I may admittedly feel relief. I will mourn the loss of my brother. The brother he used to be, at least. And I will pray that his restless soul finds comfort with the great serpent. I have done everything, and he has left me with nothing. He comes begging for money, so I gave it to him. Then he comes begging for my items to pawn, so I sacrifice them. And then he comes screaming to me that I hate him, that I have done nothing to help him. All of this for a decade now. I would lay by his side every night praying that he would not choke on his own vomit. But in the mornings when I would throw away his bottles of koza, he would fight
It's
me
way more
like a
common than you
monster.
think. People
I
die
used
choking
to
on their
take
vomit
such
all the
pride
time.
in giving to the community, and in using
Alcohol,
my
drug-related.
privileged position to help the less fortunate in the city. But I can no longer do that, as Amila has taken nearly every cent from me. I have sacrificed my entire purpose for living in the hopes that Amila would get better. And he never does.
The ironic thing about being overly charitable to a loved one or a friend, or I guess you could just say loved one, is they do start to hate you because it's like, you know, they're envious of what you have and they don't. They feel like they deserve this or that. And then it's like at first they're thankful, but then it becomes a real problem. That's why it's difficult to loan money to loved ones, especially if it's a lot of money. You know, if it's like 20, 30 bucks or whatever. But, you know, when it starts getting to be a lot of money and it becomes an issue, and then they instantly get enraged if you ask for the money back kind of thing. They come to expect the charity. The worst are the ones that get it and then they're instantly upset that you're, expecting any kind of something. In your mind, what caused the rift between you two? Well, he just spent 30 minutes explaining that to us. Fine, we'll do it.
The Koza ruined him.
So he's a boozer.
Once he began living at the bottom of a bottle, everything changed. I am just exhausted by him. It is exhausting to
when drugs and alcohol are involved, they're the only ones that can make the decision to quit. You can't force it on them. You can try to force it on them.
And help him when he demands.
But it doesn't usually take. What was your relationship with Amelia before his addiction?
We were never the closest of brothers, as our personalities are just so different. But we were close enough. He was a free spirit, which irked my parents. Honestly, I respected him a lot. He was unbreakable, even though the world was not always kind to him. He was funny, kind, and he always was trying to cheer me up, even if I had nothing to be sad about. The Amelia you know now is not my brother. My brother may as well have died years ago.
Like, people used to complain about this game's facial animations, but look at this guy. You can see the acting in his face. His beard looks glorious. The skin looks great. Now, some faces on, like, the random NPCs don't look that great, but when you're talking to somebody nowadays, Sarah needs some work, which is weird because she's, like, one of the main companions. Yeah. I used to think that bad kids always came from bad parents, or at least parents that were messing things up, but no, there's kids that have emotional problems that parents just aren't trained or are emotionally able to deal with. Like if you get a kid that has like uber rage and they're just like showing psychopathic tendencies, it's like, what are they supposed to do? And then if they don't have the money to, get their kid professional help, they're just kind of like out of luck. And then it gets super scary once the kid gets big enough to like physically manhandle them. Or the mom or whatever. It's like, ugh. All right, you mentioned Kozo. What is that? That is booze made from groat milk, I think.
An alcohol made from groat.
Nailed it.
Amelia is absolutely
dependent.
I should
do Starfield trivia.
And his wife was too. The damn stuff rots your brain, I swear.
Does.
He has always been a troublemaker. But once the Koza took over, he went from bad to worse. Now he is just an addict.
I wonder if they have antidepressants or anything like that here.
I will be putting him out of his misery.
Oof, that's rough.
I do not hate him. I do not love him either. And I can no longer tolerate him. I am sure Amelia will spin a tale about his hard life. But the truth is that he has always been.
So it's basically like an honor killing that you hear about in the Middle East. People killing their sisters because they flirted with some guy. Or they want to marry a guy that wasn't Muslim.
Who sacrificed their food? It was me. It was always me. How does he repay me? He steals my valuables, slanders my name, and brings dishonor on the family. Any affection I had for my brother is long dead.
That was one of the worst things, like when you saw a hardcore addict who got their life together, they got sober, but they caused so much pain and suffering with their family, they still didn't want anything to do with them. So a lot of what they would talk about was like that, it's like, because that's the sad thing. It's like, just because you got sober doesn't mean all your problems are solved. Like whatever issues you had that got you to become an addict are still there, and now you don't have the tools to deal with it. That's like a big part of getting sober. All right, one way or another, you won't have to worry about him soon. What would it take for you to call off the duel?
There is nothing that could lead me to calling it off. An apology from Amelia is worthless.
Only Sith deal in absolutes.
He always
and the
falls
tax
right
man
back into his old ways. There is no apology grand enough.
What if I take him to New Atlantis
make up for nearly
or Aquila and get him a job as a smuggler
to fund an addiction?
Maybe we can take him on as a companion.
Inconceivable.
Sober him up. Isn't it against the rules for you not to accept an apology from Amelia?
It would be, if Amelia weren't a habitual liar, deceiver, and cheater. As I said before, an apology from him is less than worthless. He has apologized countless times for a decade, only to continue stabbing me in the back.
If you knew it would end like this, why didn't you intervene?
Do you think I wanted this to happen? I tried to stop this downward spiral countless times. It was like saving someone from drowning, only for them to leap back into the ocean. Amila refuses to be helped, and he is determined to take me and the family name down with him.
Do you think Amelia has a chance of beating you?
Not at all. I have served my time in the military. Amila's condition made him unfit for service. He may put up a good fight, but I will surely be the victor.
Well, I guess one way or another, you won't have to worry about him soon.
Right. I take no pleasure in this. But after today, what he did, he needs to be dealt with. If that is all, you may take your leave.
It's odd that they live in the same house. You would think the first order of business was be to get him out of your house.
Much to do.
This is a cool looking area. Wonder how many people accidentally fall off this ledge a year. I'd fall off that ledge moving in a couch or something. Boop.
My job.
All right, Drunky
Everyone I
McGee.
worked with.
Time to sober up.
I cannot believe they are gone.
Ah, look who it is. I will not waste your time.
been
I already
wasting my
know
time.
what you have come to ask. You wish to inquire if there is any possibility of me apologizing to my brother. The answer is no. The duel shall go forward as planned. It does not matter. An apology is an apology, and I will not humiliate myself like that.
But you've apologized countless times before. Alright, I want to ask you some personal questions. All you have to do is apologize. Why is it so difficult? Well, the other brother said it wasn't going to work anyway. I'll ask you some personal questions.
Fine. But do try to be brief. I would prefer to be alone so that I may enjoy what could very well be my final moments alive.
Yeah, so he's just ready to die. What led to this divide?
I do not know. Perhaps him challenging me to a duel has something to do with it. Do I have something to apologize for?
Yes. As your second, you need to be open with me. You aren't giving me real answers.
Correct. You are my second, not my acquaintance. I do not wish to speak of these things with you.
Alright, Andreja. Get him.
Just answer the damn questions, or I will make you answer.
Seems a
Fine.
little harsh.
Ask your questions again. I had a wife once.
Interesting.
I'm not going to flatter myself and pretend that I was a good husband, but I loved her. And she loved me. Appreciated me. Faults and all. I never felt like I had to prove anything to her. When I say to you that she was my world, my everything. I am serious.
See, that's an unhealthy relationship.
She was perfect.
You can't put all of your life's wants and goals on one person.
She
It's not fair.
loved something like me.
These people just need therapy.
It was like living in a dream.
Lots of
every
therapy.
day. Nearly a decade ago, she and I shared a perfect night. in what I had believed would be a lifetime of perfect nights. But when I kissed her cheek in the morning, my lips froze. She was cold. Stone cold. After my beloved's death, I made one bad decision after another. To Borhal's credit, he was almost always there for me. He even paid for the funeral expenses. But he could not stop me from taking to the bottle, no matter how hard he tried. Eventually, he gave up on me. My own brother. His love and understanding has been replaced with scolding. I am truly alone.
Yeah. You had a hard life. Can't expect World to just blindly put up with everything you do, driven by grief, Koza, or otherwise.
If it were Borhal in my stead, I would forgive him.
You don't know
like
that.
a brother is supposed to do. Family is family. We are supposed to be there for each other, no matter what. I would never have deigned to challenge him to a duel. He cares more about respect, the family name, honor, everything. Except for me.
My brothers wouldn't put up with that in real life. You know, like 10 years of boozing and just having them support me. Even though I get it, his parents didn't leave any money, but you can't expect that in life. You can't expect your parents to fund your living for the rest of your life. All right, I'm sorry about your wife.
Thank you. But no amount of condolences will bring her back.
Yeah, that's just something people say in an uncomfortable situation. Did Borhal ever help you when your parents would hit you?
Yes, to a point. He would beg them to stop and volunteer to take some blows for me, but...
pretty heroic.
One day, I could not take it anymore. I wanted to run to the guards, tell them how my parents would hit me, starve me.
That's
Borhal talked me out of
abuse.
it. He said that mother and father would find out, and the beatings would only get worse. I listened to him, and on it went.
Why does Borhill still love your parents after all that? Well, it's because they're his parents.
I do not know. Ask him. I loved my parents too, you know. And what hurt most, more than any beating, was knowing they did not love me. Great serpent. I wish I got the chance to sell my mother's urn. Serves her right.
It's funny. I had an acquaintance when I was like 18 or 19. Or no, I guess we'd have been 19 or 20, but we used to party a lot. And there was a guy whose dad died. And he had his ashes in a cardboard box. So the ashes were in a plastic bag in a cardboard box. That's what the people gave him. Yeah, because they didn't have a lot of money. The dad was, I guess, kind of a ne'er-do-well. Drank himself to death or whatever. But he was like a lovable guy, I guess. But he wanted him... The dad said, yeah, just drop my ashes down in the Florida Keys. But this guy could never get the money to go drive down to the Florida Keys. I don't even think he had a car at the time. Or no, he did have a car because that's where he kept the ashes. And he just had the ashes in his trunk for like months or years until I guess the bag... Because in Florida it gets really hot. Plastic doesn't last forever. And then the ashes just, I guess, were rustling around in the back of his trunk or cab or hatch. And then one day they had to vacuum up the ashes because he wasn't paying attention. And then they finally ended up just taking his ashes in like a vacuum cleaner bag to the beach and then just dumping it in the beach. So, yeah.
As in, am I physically capable? Perhaps. If the Great Serpent
I think if I got ashes, I would turn them into a
capable?
gemstone. You can do that, which is cool.
I believe so. I have never felt this fury within me before.
Are you scared of dying?
Look at me. Really look at me.
I think he loved his dad, but
has much to live for.
It was just kind of a...
If I die, I die. Nothing
humble ending to a humble life.
Except giving Borhal the satisfaction of taking my life.
I think about that like once a year. Guy with the ashes of his dad in his hatch. for months or years or however long it was. Be honest. Do you want to die?
I suppose the thought has crossed my mind. Maybe it would be better to be dead. I could be with my wife. Well, if the Great Serpent would let me be with her. We're never the most devout in Dasra. I am not sure that I want to die, but...
I tell my
really is
family
not
all the
much
time,
to live
don't
for,
spend
is there?
thousands of
But I
dollars
am
on a
not
funeral.
just
It's
going
like,
to let Borhall
I wish
end
you could just bury me
cannot
next to a
give him that
tree.
satisfaction.
Let the tree get its nutrients from my body. Or something, man. I am disgusted by the funeral service and scummy nature of all of it. Alright, all you have to do is apologize. Nothing good will come of this duel. What are you trying to prove?
You cannot just turn your back on family like Borhall has done to me. And now he wants to kill me.
But you've turned
If
your
he
back
wins,
on the family by
I
your
hope the
lifestyle.
guilt of what he has done will rot him from the inside out. And if I win, it is justice.
No, not really.
He is trying to kill me. Why should I be the one to apologize? Borhall likes to paint me as a ne'er-do-well. But what type of psychopath wants to kill their own brother? It is not fair. He should be the one begging for my forgiveness.
See, the problem is I don't even think that that would be psychopathy because it's a part of their culture. You know, honor killing. I mean, we don't know how prevalent it is, but... Alright, seems like you made up your mind.
Yes, I have. I am ready to fight and to die, if that is what the Great Serpent wills. Perhaps Borhall was depending on me being a coward. Perhaps he did not truly believe this duel would go on. Unfortunately for him, I am no coward.
Bars are a seemingly universal constant across cultures.
Not the time, Andrasia. Hello.
Some koza? Sure.
Alright, what do we got here? We got koza. We've got groat milk, and we've got seaweed. I was kind of hoping they had a groat pie. Alright. I'm not a fan of this mission. Nothing like I don't even like dealing with family drama in real life. Why the hell would I want to do it in a video game? Hello, madam.
How did you fare?
Neither agreed to call off the duel.
While disappointing, I am not surprised. Those brothers are stubborn as groats. But you may still have a chance to halt any bloodshed. Listen to me very carefully.
Why is this happening? Why don't you do it?
Your final duty as a second is to prepare the ceremonial drinks that the duelist will imbibe prior to the duel. As you are preparing the drinks, you will treat each cup with this tranquilizer. Borhall and Emila will be too weak to fight after drinking this. This duel is idiotic, we both know it. It is a needless loss of life during a crisis where there is already so much death. And the victor will rue his actions for the remainder of his life. You have one final chance to stop this.
I want to say...
placing both of their lives into our hands. This responsibility is not fair.
I agree.
What is unfair about saving 2 lives?
Why do I have to do this? Why don't you do this?
Tradition decrees that the second of the challenged prepares the ceremonial drinks. I, as the challenger's second, will lead the duelist in a final prayer. We must follow tradition closely so as to not arouse suspicion. If Borhall is wary of us, he will remove us as second and simply hire others. And the bloodshed will move forward unchallenged. Theoretically, this should be safe.
Let's see here. What if I just dose one of their cups?
That would be tantamount to murder.
Oh, really? What else would you call this? But don't I only get paid if one of them dies? Nah, we don't give a shit about credits.
Good. Report to me when you are finished. May the great serpent...
This game really locks you in on these quests, man. They do not allow you to do things differently. It's quite bothersome. Alright, tranquilize nobody, tranquilize both. I guess we'll just do it that way. Nice. Next time I'm not tranquilizing either of them. I want to see who wins. It's kind of a cool room. Very Sithy.
That damned Amila. I cannot wait to be rid of him.
Need me for something?
Yep.
Is everything ready?
Oh, yeah.
Then it is time to begin the duel.
Yes, finally.
I used to watch lore videos on Fallout.
The time has come.
Because they were so interesting and so deep. And
are you sufficiently prepared?
I don't think I would ever watch a lore video, or I've never watched a lore video on Starfield.
It is time. Nothing we can do now but observe and hope for the best.
And I think that that's the reason the game gets the negative feedback. I believe the lead writer is still the same lead writer. I guess they just kind of got old and... yeah. It's like Starfield stories just kind of feel like oatmeal stories. Bland, boring. Not to say that every Fallout side quest was exciting, but... yeah. You're all... you know, it was normal to be pleasantly surprised by a mission, even a side quest in Fallout. You don't get that as often in Starfield. Alright, you. Have a drink. Enjoy yourself. Oh, is this where we're dueling? Is this the arena?
To your health, brother. And may the great serpent have mercy on your soul, Amila.
This is like a Shakespearean play. You know, Amelia doesn't have any tattoos. I wonder if tattoos is like an honorable thing. You get them when you do good deeds of some kind.
What? What is this? What have you done to me, Amila?
I am affected as well, dear brother.
Now their hate's going to be pointed at us.
I can hardly see you in front of me.
It's good acting. Good acting. Alright, are we done here? Guys need a little nap? A little drink of water, maybe?
What the hell is this? What did you do? What is this? Sabotage?
This duel was an asinine idea, Borhal. We put a stop to it. There is no use for needless bloodshed at times like these. We must come together, not kill one another.
You traitoress. You betray me. And then you lecture me.
Oh, enough of your grousing.
Who is she to them? Is she like his
Your
wife
precious
or
duel
just a
can
buddy?
wait. Or are you truly so determined to kill me?
Enough of your taunting. This is not over.
I am counting on that.
Remove yourselves. We must rest. But know that you have only delayed the inevitable.
Those guys would be well hungover. Any drug that affects you that quickly is not good for you. Especially by drink. This individual is busy. Ooh, what's this? It's a hell of a stew you got there, madam. Well, I guess they do take care of the poor to some degree. Maybe they're cooking for the poor, because that is a ton of food.
Thank the great serpent. You did it. The tranquilizer worked and you saved them both.
Temporarily.
Thank you for trusting me.
Yeah.
Nonsense. You've made the right choice. Their egos are bruised, but deep down they are both relieved. Come what may, we have narrowly avoided a bloodbath today. If they are stupid enough to try again, we will find another way to stop it. But I doubt that day will come. Me too. I want to thank you. You trusted me, and because of you, the brothers, my friends, are both alive. They are imbeciles, but better people than they seem. I am grateful for you. Please take this. It is admittedly not much compared to what you would have received if one of them had perished, but can you truly put a price on a human life? You
my
are free
experience,
to go.
yes.
May the great serpent be with you. Always.
Hiss to you, madam. Hiss to you. Yeah, it is not a lot of money, that's for sure. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Let's do the main quest, man. That side quest depressed me. Let's go talk to this guy. Whoop. Icarus.
I really just want to be... Unless this is important, leave me be. What does it matter to you? Just leave me alone, will you? I already have Borhal to contend with. I do not need you to bother me any further. What duel? You robbed us of the chance, and now I will never hear the end of it. I was ready to die, ready to kill. I was ready. You had no right to interfere like you did.
All right, good convo. Whee. All right, let's do some main questing.
We will all be lucky to see the end of the year. Well, look who it is. You have made quite a stir, and given the state of things, that is a singular accomplishment. To what do I owe the honor, Vindicator?
One of the issues I have with this is, in the vanilla game, you go on a mission and you meet up with a Varun ambassador who's kind of like stuck in his embassy. And it was almost like a horror story, the mission. You know, they had these like plants that would make you hallucinate, which were supposed to be all over, you know, their home planet. And that vibe is not the vibe we're getting from, you know, these people. Albert says, work on the morning device must proceed. The High Council told me to help your project.
Well, well. Progress, at last. Then your arrival is even more momentous than I'd believed. I will spare you much of the technical detail, as I confess that pieces of it I barely understand myself. One cannot help but notice the energy field around the Scaled Citadel. Until we can get through it, we cannot shut down the experiment inside, and it has proved quite impossible to get through. We had the beginnings of a plan to build a makeshift contraption to redirect grav drive energy to see if we could penetrate the barrier, but the project came to a halt. Politics got in the way.
Am I muted?
Every
Power
one
outage
of the
or stream
houses
dead?
needs to contribute, and everyone realized they could potentially use it for leverage.
OBS looks good.
What should have been a cooperative effort turned
Bitrate is
contentious.
good.
Easy decisions became
I don't know if you can hear me.
negotiations. And so, construction never began. We have sat here, staring at this disaster as supplies pile up for well over a week now. Serpent help us, it is infuriating.
You're a bit of a chatty Cathy, aren't you? XO, can you see the stream? Still here? No use complaining about the past. How to move forward. I've been here 10 minutes and the council is already annoying.
I don't disagree, but allow me to impart some advice. Most would consider that disloyal, possibly even heresy.
I don't abide by your religion, sir.
Yourself.
I'm probably a
I believe I've
peer
done
to the
enough complaining
serpent.
for now. Time to get to work. If you're here, the council has likely sent word to the houses that it's time to stop the infighting.
Well, yeah, man, you got to band together in times of crisis. That's like
I need to
Civilization
oversee
101.
construction here. Make sure things are built to specifications. If you could follow up
You
with the
just
houses,
admitted you don't even know
that
what
may
anything
speed up
is.
the
You don't even
process.
know what you're doing. All right, I'll get right on that.
I appreciate that someone around here is eager to get to work. House Fetal owes us access codes for the city power grid. It's the only way to guarantee enough power to activate the device. House Kadik was supposed to provide a young scientist named Sahima to help me. She had at least some experience with the original Citadel experiment. No idea why they refused to send her. And Hasmek, the new elder of House Dulkef, he has been distant, guarded. He claims to have vital information about an important component of the experiment, but has withheld it until now. Help me get what we need, and we will see what we can do for the Speaker, and for House Varun. And I may have
You see how
something that
like
can help
nothing
you
in the story
whatever
makes logical
trials
sense.
the serpent puts
It
before
just
you
feels
as we navigate
fetchy.
We have been
It's like they have
nearly
to bend
overwhelmed
over
with all that has
backwards
happened over
to give the
last
player
few
something to
weeks,
do.
But I have still spent some time doing my own research when I can. These phantoms, the vortex, fascinating subject.
It's like, did the writing team just phone it in, or did they think they did a good job? I don't know.
Could have discovered all this.
Had a full minute of frozen screen and buffering. Maybe it's my connection. It could be me. You're the only one active, but my OBS and my Twitch manager says everything is good. So I don't know. OBS says the signal is good, no drop stream. Twitch says I'm good. Have you had any problem with anyone else that you watched tonight or recently? Sorry about that. I bet it's on. It has to be on my end though, because didn't we have the same issue 2 nights ago?
You seem fine.
Yeah, I'm
And
fine.
yet
Fascinating
you
isn't the
say
word I would use to
nothing.
describe it. If it's not something that will help me get rid of the phantoms, I don't care about it. Yeah, let's go with that one.
I know. I have lost friends and colleagues myself. We have encountered several interesting phenomena. First,
I'll do
while
some
the phantoms
networking
shift
tonight,
to a fully
networking
human
tests.
form when killed, they often retain
See what's the
small
deal.
shards that appear to be an almost crystallized version of vortex energy. Second, we have learned that killing the phantoms sometimes causes an even greater disturbance. Horrors, as they have been colloquially termed, can appear from
Did you get the 4-day watch streak?
somewhere. We are unsure of their origin, but it is not within our universe. These horrors and their spawn are infested with cysts, a seemingly organic manifestation.
Yeah,
of
I've got one on my
vortex
ship.
energy.
Pretty gross, right?
We have managed to collect enough to run experiments and have devised a method of combining them into an explosive mixture with varying properties. While they have no use in
I haven't
the
leveled up
development of the warning
demolitions.
device, if you find yourself out in the field,
Maybe that's the next thing I'll level.
I believe they could have more practical applications.
Right on. Alright, unproven technology against enemies from outside of our universe. Sounds like a great plan.
I do hope you are not questioning the thoroughness of my research.
I'm definitely
I assure
questioning it.
they
Because you
will
admitted to me you don't even know what's going on.
The process is
or how it
simple
works.
enough that any industrial workstation should suffice, if you have the materials. And depending on how you combine said materials, you may find the results to be somewhat variable. I hope you can use that to your advantage.
You can now craft grenades. Oh, that was fast. What do you know about the experiment in the Citadel?
Not enough to have prevented it from happening. If I had any idea it was going to turn out like this, it had been Inasco's primary goal for some time. A way to recreate Jinan Varun's encounter with the Great Serpent. Everything we knew about grav drive technology, every scientific advancement we'd made in the last 100 years was poured into it. Towards the end, I was just so exhausted. I asked for a brief time off. Had I not, I would be trapped in there with the rest of the science team.
So you were on the team and you still don't know what's going on, huh? Well, it's sort of like the NASA experiment that you get in the main quest line. You know, there was only like 2 or 3 people that really knew what was going on. All right, you had no way of knowing this was going to happen, so I guess he's got a little bit of survivor's guilt. Who knows?
Of course not. I left the project weeks before the disaster.
It is rather suspicious,
and at
though.
That point, we were nowhere near ready.
I bet you their experiment was sabotaged. They probably were putting it together that the Great Serpent was just like a person,
and
Starborn maybe. And they didn't want the reality of that to come out, They don't want to give up on the magical nature of their religion. That happens in real life a lot in history.
Just look around. I'm sure you have at least some idea of how much we have physically
It's at 4
lost.
to 5. Nice.
A huge
Apparently
portion
4
of the
isn't
city
enough.
is just
yeah.
gone.
Guess you can't claim it every day.
And those left behind are struggling. Supplies
You know what? I
are
meant to do
limited.
that. I
There
meant to
is
watch somebody.
So much work to be done, and
But most of the people I
we're
watch
all
aren't.
just so tired.
Yeah, they don't stream every day,
I
or
hope that
they
eventually we can return
stream at
things
different
to the way
times.
they were,
Kind of like
but
myself.
We must be realistic.
I've been pretty
That will take
consistent
time,
though.
And I suspect a great deal of it.
I do like streaming at this time, even though I don't, I don't have as many chatters. It's a good time for me. Bum, 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 bum.
Yes, depending on how much trouble you're getting into. We have been nearly overwhelmed with all that has happened over the last few weeks, but I have still spent some time doing my own research when I can. These phantoms, the vortex. Fascinating subject, really. If only there were some less disastrous way we could have discovered all this. Quickly, now.
Oh, I'm the one taking up time?
Well,
you're the mouthy one.
You are in luck. I'm
just trying to get lore.
Several interesting phenomena. First,
I do feel like most of the conversations are bloated. Like there's conversations you have that you want to know more, and they're very short. And then when somebody is not interesting at all, they've got like 3 pages of dialogue you can go through.
Learned that killing the phantoms sometimes causes an even
It feels like they're trying to artificially extend the playtime. But I mean, you can skip this. But I kind of want to know lore, right?
Unsure of their origin, but it is not within our universe.
If I was playing this on my own, I would just be reading this.
Horrors and their spawn are infested with cysts, a seemingly organic manifestation of vortex energy. We have managed to collect enough to run experiments and have devised a method of combining them into an explosive mixture with varying properties. Well, they
already told me this. All right. Let's go. So we can build bombs, I guess, now. So this means we're going to have to do 3 fetch quests for these houses that refuse to help. You would think the government would force them to help, but maybe that's not their way.
Guide you.
Hello. Whoop.
You can't be serious granting them an audience.
Yeah, see how their spooky trees aren't very spooky?
We don't want to give.
It's weird.
Please, Jamal. Don't you see how all this works in our favor? It's not up for discussion. I won't risk what we've worked so hard to
Kind of
achieve.
odd you guys are talking about
It's
secrets
done.
when I'm standing right here.
No, you'd risk our future and reputation as a house.
This is a cool office,
But
though. I like
you
the
are
rocks
the
as part of the
chosen
office.
elder.
That's super cool.
Ah, don't patronize.
You ever see one of those fancy houses that are
Great
like
Serpent
built into
spared
the
our
edge of a
house.
mountain,
We are
and they got like a
favored
river running through it?
And shouldn't you get
I
back
love
to
that
the
stuff.
council? We can't afford to be absent at a time like this.
I guarantee I'm not missing much.
Oof, that's a serious tat.
But you're right.
Could you imagine getting your ear tattooed like that?
I've heard of
It
Mujin's
wouldn't stick either.
actions.
There's not enough
He
like
will
fleshy
look out.
bits. Can't really tattoo cartilage. So that makes me believe that their tattoos aren't like our tattoos. They're like they just like change the pigmentation of the skin or something with lasers.
So, Akris has sent our newest Vindicator to inquire about Sahima. Don't worry. Jamal's already told me all about you. I'm Razma, elder of House Kadik and head of the
Why don't you have an
Ministry of
accent?
Conjunction.
And why do you talk like a Ryujin CEO? Alright, it's an honor to meet the elder of a noble house. What can you tell me about House Kadik?
House Kadik is one of the 3 noble houses under House Varun. We've a reputation on being the more moderate of the 3.
More
Not
like
as
the settled
fervent
systems.
as House Vithal, and not as passive as House Dolkef. We're also largely associated with the Ministry of Conjunction, since I lead the department.
What's the Ministry of Conjunction?
The Ministry of Conjunction is one of the 3 government branches of our society. We deal in information to ensure the High Council can make educated decisions. Most of our work is highly classified. Even the High Council itself may not be aware of all that we're involved in.
Alright, well, it's an honor to meet you, madam. We'll be polite for now.
Well, it's also an honor to meet one as interesting as yourself. I wouldn't
That
have
was
suspected
sarcasm.
an outsider to be made promised. But who am I to argue with the Great Serpent's choice?
Alright, we need your doctor to help recalibrate the Mourning device. Mourning as in M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G. My Sir Ulrich playthrough, Sword of the Morning. I was going to call him that, the Sword of the Morning, because he was always in mourning for his lost family that was butchered in the King's Wood Forest, where.
I
always
know
thought that
the
was cool.
council is looking to Sahima for answers. But the truth is, she's been taken, along with other members of the house. They're being held hostage by zealots. And now they're demanding negotiations.
Why didn't you just tell
This
the fucking
is
leaders
a
that?
major overreach. I have never known the Zealots to be so bold.
What are you talking about? If there's one thing about the Zealots, it's that they're bold. Alright, what are their demands?
The zealots have yet to name specifics. At best, they'll demand an inordinate amount of credits or firearms. Worst case, a seat at the High Council, or even the reinstatement of their house. House Malene. They know we can't risk Sahima
So
for
the Zealots
Dazra's
have a
sake.
house, huh?
So, they won't hold back when it comes to demands.
What if I just donate a bunch of ammunition to them? Will that fix everything? If I can get to the hostages first, the Zealots will have no leverage. Those are extreme demands. Zealots have houses?
They had a house.
Yeah, makes
House Malene was abandoned a long time ago, but there are some who'd want to see it reinstated.
Alright. Let's go with this one.
Aha. My thoughts exactly. Normally I'd have agents doing everything possible to find them. But we too
Yeah, so
suffered
she's kind of like
losses.
the CIA
We need to be here.
of their government.
Present. I couldn't risk
MI5.
more lives. It's the only reason I even agreed to these
Probably more like
negotiations.
Mossad.
But now that you're here, I can finally take action.
Well, that's what I do best. Let's show the Zealots why you don't mess with the noble houses. Isn't risking the lives of a few agents worth it to save the many?
Of course. But the negotiations offered a chance to get Sahima and the others back without putting lives at risk. I saw the chance. And had to
Hostage
take it.
rescue is one of the
As
riskiest things you can do,
demanding as
that
I'd
man.
expected the zealots to be. I fully intended to do everything in
Especially
my
if the people
power
you're
to
going
bring
after are
them
committed.
within reason.
Alright, I'll bring Sahima and the hostages home. No negotiations are needed.
And that's where the issue lies. I don't know where the zealots are keeping
You're not very good at your job, are you?
But I have a good idea who does. Their name is Merrick. Merrick is a Kadik, and they also work for me as an agent in the Ministry of Conjunction. This is where matters get complicated. As I said, Merrick works for me in the Ministry of Conjunction. They've been establishing an inside relationship with the Zealots for some time now. On my orders. Forcing them to give up the information could jeopardize all they've worked for. So don't expect them to be forthcoming. Get the information any way you see fit. as long as no physical harm comes to them.
Understood.
Let's ask her why she's establishing a relationship with the Zealots.
What better way to surveil a threat? It's important for us to know what the Zealots may be targeting, to stay one step ahead. The people of Dazra look to us elders for strength and guidance. We cannot fail them at a time like this. Don't let my composure fool you, promised? It's neither easy nor something I take lightly. The Zealots don't trust easily. If their location was discovered, Merrick would most likely be the first they'd suspect. They'd never trust them or any agent of House Kadik again.
When you play this game alone, you don't realize how much dialogue there is because you just kind of quickly read it, you know, especially the boring bits. This is a lot of dialogue, man. I wonder how many lines are in this game.
Merrick is proud of what they've accomplished, so I doubt they'll give up information easily. If being persuasive isn't your strong suit, perhaps appealing to their
You were talking to a silver-tongued
ego
starborn,
may
madam.
If you can stomach it. Just don't be direct.
I could
I'm
convince
sure
a
it would
groat
put them
to
on
drink
defensive.
my milk.
Either that, or make them completely unwilling to talk.
Oh, you know what? I didn't get my my brain utility tool that helps me convince people better. I should go get that. All right, I'll return my cellular location.
See that you do.
I'll get right on
You'll
that.
find Merrick upstairs in the meditation room.
Yeah, I'll get right on that. All right. Well, let's haul ass to Neon and go buy my brain device. Boop. What? I hate that. Why not? Ba-doop-a-doop. Hello, you.
Your focus should be on Rasmus' needs.
Do you remember what you were doing when the disaster happened?
I was on a walk nearing Jinan Plaza.
Where are you?
My view of the Citadel was clear.
Yeah, I'm getting a.
I saw the windows flood with
I'm
light.
getting a
and then
vibe
it
that
flashed
somebody
so bright, I was forced to turn
sabotaged the
away.
experiment.
And I turned back
for religious reasons.
My eyes saw
or political
only a
reasons.
swirl of energy surrounding the
Maybe
Citadel
both.
and the crater that surrounded it.
Yep.
Serpent guide you.
Yep. I prefer a compass and GPS, but yep. All right, let's go outside. Boop. And we crashed. I don't really need this device, but it's kind of a nice to have. And I can buy some heavy particle ammunition as well.
I find the interior of this ship
Please
comforting.
hold your current speed and heading while we scan you for contraband.
I always thought Neon was independent, but I guess it is technically in
Alright,
free
we're
starter
done.
space.
Have a good time in
Yeah. Take your bureaucracy and kick rocks. I am Starborn. Your rules do not apply to me, which makes me very scary. Very, very scary.
Beginning landing cycle.
Welcome to Neon. I was so excited to come here. It was a bit of a letdown, if I'm being honest.
Hello.
He said it.
I am
He said Captain
satisfied to
Pinkman.
see that you survived your most recent sleep cycle.
But you may call me Vindicator Venkman, for I am the promised.
The effort to make this place livable is astounding.
Mm.
There's no end what can be accomplished when there are credits to be made.
It's a water world. It's never daytime though. Anytime I've ever come here, it was nighttime.
Security cares far more about what you take with you when you leave Neon than what you bring into it.
Their biggest
Cut the act.
product is a drug.
Sniffers picked up the aurora you're carrying.
It comes from the juice of a giant fish.
All right, get up slowly.
Highly addictive. It's called Aurora. Alright, let's go to this way.
Clover over at Keltco. She's too good for Neil. Sounds like she's
Hello, sir. 'Tis I.
Welcome to the Ryujin Industries
What do you got for
store.
sale?
I'm always stocked up on neuroamps.
Sweet. Alright, let's go ahead and buy our... No, not that one. You don't have the... That's the one, diplomacy. Boop. Thank you. Very expensive, but well worth it. And it looks pretty cool.
See you next time.
See you in the next universe, sir. In the next universe. Ooh, nice. Alright. Bleep. There we go. Gives us a bit of an advantage. You know what? I do need to do this mission one more time, I think, right? To get my manipulation 4 out of 4.
Don't get any
Greetings,
ideas about
Ken.
testing on my products here. If security doesn't stop you, I will. Hey, thanks for stopping
Pretty
by.
sure I could
My name's
1v1
Ken.
this entire
Let
city.
me know if you have any questions. I know these weapons like the back of my hand.
Good to meet you.
Likewise. Let me know if you need any help. I'm always happy to talk shop. What brings you to Ryujin Tower today?
Heavy particle ammunition.
Well, then you're in the right place. I'm open for business. You should stop by the Tranquility Shop before you go, too. Delilah there is sweet and loves a good chat.
Somebody's
Of course,
got a
you're
crush.
probably here for the neuroamps. The Ryujin store's right across the lobby.
Can't you see I'm wearing
You
one?
should poke your head in even if you aren't looking to buy. Sure, have a look.
Alright, ammo. Heavy particle. You've only got 468? The hell, man? Whatever. What else do you have? Charge diodes. I feel like I could probably use those. Those are pretty rare. Do you... Ooh, the spacer. That looks like an EM weapon, but it is not an EM weapon.
Stay safe out there.
Will do, Ken. Will do. Alright, is there anything else we should buy here? Oh, I know what we could do. We could go buy some minerals. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
If it's too hot to handle, we can take it off your hands.
Yeah?
Guy's quite
Buying,
open about being a
selling,
bit of a smuggler. Alright, not sure. Well, a good day to you too.
All right, smartass, let's cut the
Why
bullshit.
am I the smartass? You started
You either
it.
walked into the TA to buy some goods, sell some goods, or have some liberated goods taken off your hands for a reasonable price.
That's true.
So, instead of wasting my time making me explain how the business
Again,
world works,
you
let's
started
get a
it.
move on.
I totally would have went right to the trade, but you were the one with a smart mouth. Buying and selling stolen goods is illegal.
Hey, I never said stolen. You used that word, not me. Look, let's stop playing games. We both know what I'm talking about. Now, what'll it be?
Well, what if I'm in the mood to play some Monopoly?
Now we're getting somewhere.
Everybody on this planet's got a bit of an attitude. Alright, let's do some selling. Let's hold on to that. Let's get rid of that. Do I want to hold this? Chameleon, Holler, Repulsing. No, we don't want that. Might use that for decorations. I always keep a lot of crap thinking I'm going to use it for decorations, and I never get around to it. And you can make so much money now. Because in vanilla, the vendors have like very little credits. The most they'll have is like 10,000, which is not a lot. You can't even sell them one weapon a lot of times. So I fixed that. Bethesda loves to put time constraints on you.
Time to move on.
They don't want you to advance too fast. There's always ways around it, though. What? Watch your mouth. I'll have you know I'm the Vindicator of the Varoon. I think that's our only current title. Maybe we'll do the other ones. I don't know if I have it in me to do all the other missions again. I think I'm about over those.
It's good to be back in our own ship.
I agree. It's comfy, right? I forgot to get the minerals, didn't I? That's alright. That's alright. It's a fun little bug. What is that? Structure?
Orbital pattern locked
I
in.
don't remember that icon in space. That's a ground icon. Oh yeah, there's very few of those, that's why. Bum, 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 bum. Let us head to our outpost, Amptown. And do this. That is a lot of amp. Perfect. Alright, so it looks like this has fixed itself. So let's go ahead and fix our... what's it? Environmental seal. Alright, let's do... mobility? I need memory, substrate, polymer. Yeah, do that later. Radiation. I might as well do that just because. Dun, 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 dun. Let's do argon. Let's do prototype. Industrial grade. Military. Ionic liquids, viral nanotubes, high tensile. Alright, we'll get all that later.
If you have to wear it, you might as well fit it to your liking.
Agreed, madam. Can I change that? Yes, I can. Let's do weapon holsters. I don't want to do auto medic because sometimes they'll like one shot you. I wonder if this could counteract that. Automatically uses a med pack when hit and is below 20% once every 60 seconds. Fasten, carry capacity, galvanize, corrosive, hacker, that. Acrobat. That could be useful. I keep breaking my leg. Radiation. Sorcerer. Let's go with automatic. Whoop. Won't let me. Makes me sad. Awesome. So I guess what I would have to do is craft my own gravitas and then equip that accordingly. That's probably what they want you to do. Alright, do we want to build a ship? Nah, actually this ship is fine. The only thing this ship doesn't have going for it is its number of crew, but I'm not really planning on having a giant crew right now. It's a very pretty area though. Whoop. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Alright, let's get out of here.
Yes?
Sarah is sounding flirty. I think we're only on like our first affinity or whatever. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, we are back in purple. Let's roll. We are entering House Kadik. I will not remember their names or what they do.
The outsiders will come to accept his embrace.
That's cool.
Just as you did.
Reminds me of Malik from Star Wars: or Knights of the Old Republic.
May the Great Serpent bless you.
Yeah. They have got a lot of space in between their floors, and their ceilings are not that high. Greetings, sir.
You're no member of House Kadik?
Nope.
What are you doing here?
Checking out the sights.
And you are?
Vindicator of Venkman.
Ah, the heretic turned promised. I was wondering when our paths would cross. So,
I think this guy's a bit of a zealot.
What would a chosen one such as yourself want with someone like me?
I like how this DLC makes you a literal chosen one, because that's the trope in video games, right? That you're always the chosen one. I was told, you know, where the zealots have taken Sahima.
I'm sorry. Did you say zealots?
Mm-hmm.
Why would I know anything about such extremists? Absolutely ridiculous.
You can drop the act. Rosma told me about your position. Rosma said, you know, so out with it. All must serve and all that.
After all I've done. I guess this means the High Council is still asking Auntie Rosma where Sahima is. And if you're here making demands, she obviously has decided to make use of you rather than undergo sincere negotiations. I see what's going on here.
So this guy has kind of like become the de facto ambassador of the Zealots. He might be a zealot, but the way he's smarmy, he's probably not so much a zealot as he is like doing this for, you know, his own reasons, his greedy reasons. Very perceptive. I can see why Rosma is so impressed by you. Yeah, let's do that. We'll try to like tap into his ego.
Well, I am one of the few to garner any amount of trust with the Zealots, so she should be. I can't imagine where the Ministry of Conjunction would be without me.
And at such a young age, too. She must consider you a prodigy.
I do have a natural talent.
This guy make a terrible intelligence agent if he is this easily
I may excel in my skills, but
molded.
It doesn't mean the hours I put in are any less.
Of course not. Good work takes time, no matter how talented you are.
Exactly. There's still research, analysis, documentation. Too much documentation, if you ask me.
I agree. Paperwork
But
sucks.
altogether, I have the exact talents needed to do this job, which is why I was entrusted with the Zealots in the first place. I admit it hasn't always been easy. They are Zealots, you know.
Can't imagine how hard it must have been to earn the Zealots' trust.
You have no idea. I can't even tell you how much time and effort it's been to sway the Zealots my way. Not to mention the stress over my own personal well-being. I may be the best at what I do, but I'm not stupid. The Zealots do have the element of unpredictability.
I disagree. They're very predictable. They attack on sight, and then I just have to dispatch them and then, collect the loot. You say they are unpredictable, so you know the danger Sahim and the hostages are in, so you admit the hostages they have might not be safe. If they're unpredictable, you can see how the negotiations might not work.
I had a feeling this conversation was going to take a turn. I've worked
I
hard
can't blow
to
smoke up
obtain
your
my
ass the whole
position
time.
with the Zealots. And like I've told Rosma 1,000 times, I have no reason to believe they're going to hurt my dear cousins, especially Sahima. So, as far as I'm concerned, that information stays with me.
Alright, let's use... Ooh, manipulation. It's very rare they allow this to be a pop-up. Let's see. You can't say that with absolute certainty. You're risking their lives.
You make a good point. For an outsider.
That's our Jedi mind
And
trick.
Perhaps I should take
You
your
get that power
presence
with
here
implants
as a sign.
in the brain.
The location you're looking for is Shadow Station Epsilon.
Well, that was easy.
It's an old Varun base that they've taken over for themselves. Rosma will know it.
If you have a spy
Let
base,
her tell you the details, seeing as how
don't
I'm
call
about
it
to be
Shadow
reassigned.
Epsilon 6. Call it like Import Export United or something. Alright, thank you for the information. Why would give me this information get you reassigned?
Isn't the answer obvious? The Zealots will know the location came from me.
How would they know that?
All that hard work.
Maybe I found them.
Out the window because someone refuses to undergo negotiations.
Alright, thank you. See ya.
It better.
Alright, at least he's a good guy on the inside. He cares about lives and all that. We'll try to negotiate, but killing is always an option as well. It's a very relaxing area. They're like bonging those meditation bells and stuff. Dong. Bum, 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 bum.
Yes?
I can't believe this is happening. You must have gotten the location.
Shadow Station Epsilon.
Ah, yes, the old Varun military outpost. It's a remnant of the Serpent's Crusade.
I remember that.
If my intel is correct, you can find Shadow Station Epsilon in the Badlands, north of Dazra. I can send you the coordinates.
That would be helpful.
The sooner the better.
We will do whatever is necessary to bring Sahima and the others back safely.
Now that we have a rescue mission underway, I'll speak to Merrick about setting up the negotiations. I expect them to be pliable after their last encounter with you. The current plan is to hold them at one of the geothermal power stations.
Ooh, I think I've been there.
Meet us there
It's a pretty
when
cool
Sahima
location.
and the others are safe.
You know, hostage rescue is not a guaranteed thing, man. They are putting a lot of credit into the, you know, the hero's hands. They don't know the hero, the protagonist. I mean, we showed up. That's about it.
It's a fairly neutral location, and just the right distance from Dazra, so both parties will feel safe. The geothermal stations are also autonomous in nature, so we don't have to worry about
Well, no wonder people are
unwanted
so
eyes.
poor. There's no jobs. It's all automated.
Vindicator.
You know, like the port workers in the U.S. are about to go on strike, or they're thinking about it. Why do I still have this?
Like I said, if my
Yeah, I'll have that right away.
the sooner the better.
Yeah.
We will do what...
Now that we have a rescue, I expect the current plan meet us there. If memory serves, it's...
Which location? I'll be there.
I see you have a grasp on how these types of negotiations work.
Mm.
I'll stall the zealots as long as I can.
Game kind of holds my hand on which decisions to make here.
That being said, I'd still appreciate it if you could act quickly. Now, Jamal wants an update before you leave. Just don't let her distract you for too long.
You just talked about how we're in time constraints, but yet I have to go have a little chat with Jamal. Hello,
Vindicator,
Jamal.
a word before you go.
Yeah, hurry up.
Tell me, Vindicator, what do you know about the Zealots?
They die easy. Religious fanatics who kill those that don't follow the Great Serpent.
An oversimplified observation.
Well, that's
but
kind of my
correct
bread and butter.
nonetheless. The Zealots are widely frowned upon within our society.
They're
They're a
100%
remnant
frowned
of the
upon in my
Serpent's
society.
crusade, days we'd like to forget. Has my dear sister given you any history on our house's relations with the Zealots?
No. St. Mark is working on establishing a relationship with the Zealots.
I'm surprised she even mentioned that much. Rasma would have everyone believe she only wishes to keep an eye on the Zealots, so the Council can make informed decisions. The truth is, she's had this particular group of Zealots under her thumb for quite some time. This is only a problem now because she's lost control. That is the real reason
That's
why
happened to the
Rasma
CIA
hasn't
quite a few
informed the
times.
High Council, and I'm
Probably
sworn
more
to
times
silence.
than it hasn't.
That sounds like an incredibly
It's like
foolish
Al-Qaeda.
plan.
CIA was helping them out. Alright, so Rasma doesn't want the Council to know her true relationship with the Zealots.
Exactly.
Yeah, it happens.
House Kadik already has
There's
a
also this cool
reputation for
show on
being
Apple called
sympathetic to
Slow
the
Horses.
Zealots. But the truth is far
It
worse.
deals with intelligence, you know,
Rasma wants
MI5 and
the
all that.
Zealots to back House
And that's a very common
so the
theme in
balance
that
of power
TV show.
between the noble houses would shift
Them
to
trying to
us.
cover up their own
She's been
misdeeds in
employing
history.
them, paying them in supplies that aid their blind crusade.
It's a good show, though. Well acted. I find it hard to believe the High Council isn't aware of any of this.
The Council knows nothing of her work with the Zealots, and I aim to keep it that way.
I don't.
All elders have their own ambitions.
I'm like the
certain that's all they
flashlight
see.
in a dark room full
What
of
none of us
cockroaches.
expected was the disaster that is the Stealth
Shine the
Citadel.
light on me.
The aftermath is what allowed the Zealots to grab Sahima and the others, flipping the balance of power in their favor. Rasma has lost control and is putting House Kadik's reputation
It's got quite a few.
and power at risk.
It's worth the $9.99, man. Just pay $9.99 and, you know, binge them. I don't know how much TV you can watch in a month's time, but I recommend Severance, Slow Horses. Those are two really good. Ted Lasso, if you're in the mood for that. The first season of Ted Lasso is awesome. It gets weaker in every season, in my opinion. The last season being the weakest. It kind of becomes a caricature of itself, you know. Silo is really good. And there's a couple groovy movies on it. I think Wolves is on it. Wolves wasn't bad. All right, but I'm going to find Sahima so Sahima can take back control. I'll see to it that the Zealots have no power in these negotiations. Seems like Rasma controlling the situation.
Please, Vindicator, by all means. And that's what I wish to speak to you about.
Yeah.
House Kadik shouldn't be associating with Zealots at all, except on an extermination level.
Yeah, now we're talking.
But worse, we absolutely cannot be supplying them with ordnance of any kind.
I totally agree.
We need to cut ties with the Zealots altogether.
Well, if you can't exterminate them, you know, for whatever reason, like their ideals are just too persuasive to the general Varun public. And we're talking about a house, right? So they go back a long time. You would still want to keep somewhat connection so you can keep an eye on them. But yeah, I get what you're saying. And you expect me to do something about it, huh?
How astute. I want you to put an end to any connections between House Kadik and the Zealots. And while my position won't allow me to be blunt, I'll still make it clear. Should the hostages not survive, Rasma would blame the Zealots and cut all ties.
An extreme sacrifice for the sake
But the
of
whole
your
point of
house.
this is to get that doctor's help with the experiment. You're condoning the murder of your own family. That's kind of rough.
I'm doing what I must to preserve this house.
No, you're not.
All you need to get is Sahima's research, which she has with her.
We could demand credits. No way I'm doing your dirty work. I'm not committing to anything. Fine, but only because no one should work with the Zealots. I'll see that's done. I'm not committing to anything.
Think about it if you must.
Oh, I will.
But if you care about your people,
My
you'll come
people.
to the same conclusion as I have. And when you do, just know that we can't afford any loose ends. No witnesses. As far as everyone else is concerned, the hostages were dead when you arrived, and you exacted revenge in
So
House
she
Khadik's
wants me
name.
to make sure they're dead. Like I said, I'm not committing to anything.
I trust you'll make the right decision.
No, not your decision.
Until then, I'll see you at the negotiations.
Yeah. I like missions and stories where you feel a connection to the characters, and it's
If
just
you
like,
have the time, I wish to speak to you.
you ready to get married yet?
I have something I wanted to say.
Mm-hmm. Do you recognize your
I
locations?
confess I am afraid of how you will react.
You know I'm from another reality, right? Don't worry, nothing will change between us.
You seem very sure of that.
I'm 100% sure.
I am less so. I know that you said you prefer to be surrounded by others, unlike me. But Constellation means something to us both. And I must be honest about
I'm actually
why.
more powerful alone.
The little I have spoken of my
I just bring
history
the
has been
companions
nothing
for
but
company.
truth. I worked with smugglers. I have caused my share of pain and suffering. What I have left out, until now, is that all of that was done on behalf of House Varun. My people.
Oh my god.
My family.
I totally didn't see that coming from miles away, even on my first playthrough. How surprising. And she's supposed to be a deep cover agent. She couldn't even change her accent. Give me a fucking break. That would have been so cool if she had a different accent, and then when she's telling you about this, she goes into her natural, like, Varuni accent. But it is weird that the Varun, they don't really share accents. It's like, some of them have that fake accent, other ones just have an American accent. I wish they'd throw in, like, a Spanish-Mexican accent. That'd be fun. Like, just a random guy that speaks in, like, Chola. Again, he has a very specific scarf that's in plaid or something.
Have I lost your interest?
Yes, you have. Many missions ago. No, you haven't. You haven't. We like you. Explain to me how this makes sense. House room, what's that? Bit of a plot hole in this conversation. Alright, if that was coming from anyone else, I think it's jokes. Yeah, house room, what's that?
I was born in the great city of Dazra. And
The
raised
place we
with
stand?
The teachings of Jinan Varun.
They needed to
I
revamp
underwent
these
the rite of
conversations.
Qajar when I came of age. I am of the promised, those who know the
Or at least
truth
added
of the
some
great
choices.
serpent and his inevitable return.
We know they brought back the voice actress because she had to, do the Dazra stuff. I joined House Rune and you didn't tell me. Yes, that's a good one. That's new.
I know, and I am sorry for that. I have strict orders to keep it secret.
She's part of, like,
There is a reason
Mossad,
I'm only just
Varun
telling you
Mossad.
now. Several years ago, I intercepted requests from Constellation to access Varun's space, speaking only of exploration.
That's kind of what we do, yes?
I passed these requests to the High Council, and it was decided that more needed to be known about Constellation. Their intentions needed to be understood, and their potential threat assessed. I was sent to infiltrate Constellation, posing as a former smuggler looking for a new purpose in life. I approached Vladimir and was allowed into the organization.
That makes you an undercover agent. I've always wanted to meet a spy! Exclamation mark.
I am pleased to have fulfilled that wish for you, I suppose. but certainly not everyone shares that view.
We would call you
Several
00
weeks
Serpent.
after I arrived, I attempted to access secure records within Constellation's archives.
Naughty, naughty.
Vladimir and Sarah were waiting for me.
Well, yeah, they're not very stupid. If it were me, I wouldn't have been caught. That sounds kind of douchey. They didn't trust you. That must have been a surprise. They weren't as gullible as you had hoped.
That is not how I saw them.
Oops, she just like that. My bad.
Was horrified. My failure would be reported to the High Council, and the penalty would be severe.
I don't think I've ever... I'm trying to choose conversation
Sarah
choices that I've never chosen
cast me
before.
out. I was allowed to stay. On the
It always
condition
goes
that
the same way, though.
any information I sent to the High Council was first shown to her.
You betrayed your own people.
She made no attempt to interfere, and promised not to tell the others.
Alright, I'm not surprised Sarah's a good person. House Varun knows about the artifacts, then?
They do not. I have, for now, kept that information to myself.
It seems like they were trying to do their own
and
thing.
I have spent so much time together. It has been increasingly difficult to keep this from you. And I am sorry for that. Telling you this violates
wouldn't be a
so
very
many
good
of
spy
the
if you
orders
did
I
tell
was
me.
given. But it was the right thing to do. I can feel that.
Alright, you didn't trust me. You're still just Andrasia as far as I'm concerned. Let's go with that one.
You have no idea what a relief that is. Thank you for trusting me.
Alright, looks like we've unlocked some more stuff.
Is something amiss?
Do you have anything for me?
Oh, yes, I do. Here.
Thank you.
Ah, yes, we are done.
Alright, let's go do the thing. Whee! The keep. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, we've scanned those people. Hey, we gotta go pray at the altars too. We forgot to finish that one up. But this area has definitely given me the most Bethesda vibes of anything in Starfield. You know, you feel like wherever you look, there might be something cool. Have we already done obedience? I don't think we've done obedience. We did strength. But it looks like we visited there. We just didn't have that mission yet. That was like the first ship I built that I was very proud of. That was before I knew that the A-class engines were the best engines. I'm here to pray at the altar of obedience. How's it going, Elizabeth?
Have in store for us next?
I don't know yet. We're about to find out, though.
My brother lost his wife and
What?
home in the catastrophe.
That's terrible. From the Shrine of Redemption, our journey brings us here to read these words and remember the Great Serpent's teachings. Our lives are not our own. We must place our trust in the wisdom and guidance of the Great Serpent. Capital G, capital S, and his, capital H, speaker, capital S. Are we the speaker? Nah, the speaker's the middleman. Every religion's got that middleman. You can never talk to God directly. You need an operator. Alright. Instruments of his will, only in the faithful service we found where the copy that. Boom. Contemplation. What did that give us? Something cool. Boop. That gave us 12% persuasion chance. 10% XP versus zealots. That's like the perfect thing to get before the mission we're doing.
Punished.
Oof.
Only those who seek salvation will be worthy.
I need to talk to you about personal distance. Or personal space. Keep your distance. That's what I meant to say. Whee! What does that say? Sundered. We've got iridium. Boop. Oh, this looks like a generic point of interest. Hello, zealots. I have come to negotiate. Yep, that's usually how it works. Boop. Yeah, these fucking turrets, man, they are no joke. Oh god. We are level 168. Boom. Man, those guys are explosive. Alright, let's go with this, in case you get into trouble. Let's update the friend foe setting. Yeah, there we go. Recalibrate. Thank you. Protect me. What do you guys have? Anything cool? Well, that makes things a lot easier. Whee! Hello. Boom. 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 They really need to fix the sighting of this weapon. It is really bad. Quit shooting my turrets. Blammo! The butt stock does like no damage. What do I need for my red dot? I need chlorosilians. I think I have some of that somewhere. Probably my ship I got that. Doesn't really matter because you gotta aim so high anyway, but I got chlorine. I'm just looking for like data pads and stuff. Give me some lore. Tale of Two Cities. Alright, Shadow Station Epsilon. Totally not a spy base. At least it's decorated differently. If it looked like vanilla points of interest, that would have been upsetting. Get him, Andrasia. Do you have a good weapon? Yeah, I gave you that rocket launcher thing. That was very damaging. She had a boom boom backpack. That'd be cool if they were doing like, you know, suicide bomb vests, but games don't really have the balls to implement that kind of stuff. A lot of bad guys in here. Run away, run away. At least they have heavy particle ammo. Sneaky, sneaky. Alright guys, when you become supervillains and you build your lair, like inside of a volcano or on the moon, make sure you don't install man-sized ventilation shafts. Jesus. How do they know I'm even over here?
Getting into position.
Alright, where are y'all's data pads? Evil dies today. That was a terrible Halloween movie. I didn't even watch it, I just watched the reviews. But the bits and pieces I saw were quite, I'll eat that. Eat that. Eat that. Eat that too. Oh yeah, we gotta do that. Where did I hotkey that at? That one. Boop. Med pack.
You think you can hide?
All right. Let's go open that door. Boom, 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 boom.
I hope this is worth the effort.
Perfect. Probably not. Never is. 9 times out of 10. Hello. Let's go with gravity wave. Whee! Dude, those explosive backpacks are hilarious. God forbid you're a melee class. Nobody's a melee class, though. Not for long. Oh, gosh, dang it. Started from the beginning. Alright, gotta remember that.
Serpent shows no mercy.
Alright, we gotta stay within like 10 meters of them guys. They are quite dangerous. Hello. Daddy song. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, see, when I'm shooting from the hip, it's accurate. Dude, I love the exploding backpacks. I don't know how smart it is to wear that shit, but I love activating them. Hello? Oh, you know what it is? It's my shotgun. I think it's got an explosion. What do you call it? Legendary effect. Explosive legendary effect. That's not gonna work. All right, back to here, huh? Whee! goes to show you how much damage this weapon does, though, that it basically one-shots the hero. I mean, I don't have super OP armor on, because I like wearing Starborn. Ooh, what is that? Every legendary I've gotten from these assholes has been that stupid pain blade. Bum, 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 bum. Yep, get away from me.
You think you can hide?
I don't think anybody's hiding in Andreja. Hello, victims.
That zealot had a key.
Oh, the zealot had a key? Well, let's do that then.
You have to get me out of here.
Boop, boop. Boop. That makes things easier.
Back in space, big coward.
Requires a key. I don't have a key. Code's orange. Alright, let's have a chat, you and I. Did you know that House Kadik wants you dead?
Who are you?
The chosen one. Vindicator of Venkman. Good to meet you. I like your face. I am Vindicator of Venkman. Razma sent me to rescue you. Come with me. I'm your rescue party. Let's go.
Serpent's Grace. I knew it.
Oh, yeah.
I knew she wouldn't just leave us
They don't
here
get any
to
of the
rot.
credit. Their god gets all the credit.
It's more than just me. There are others. The Zealots have been using them to force me to continue my research here.
I'll
they
save
think
them
I have
too.
all the answers
That's
since
what I
the
do.
original experiment was a catastrophic failure.
The Zealots were wise in their tactics. Up until now.
They didn't know they were up against the main character. Good news. The High Council thinks you have all the answers too.
So my theory is correct. Or I should say, the High Council now believes my theory, the better theory, is correct. I knew it! I told them their algorithms and insufficient testing were only giving the illusion of stability. But no one wants to listen to me. Not the girl who put people twice my age to shame when it came to assessments.
That's
Of
not how
course,
true scientists work.
This is what it would take for Razma to send someone after me.
Isolation. Forget Razma. You're better off on your own anyway. Zealots also plan on using you as a pawn in negotiations. Don't think like that. Your family, Razma, was held back by the cataclysm. She said so herself. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go with this one.
Negotiations? Oh, right. I'd almost forgotten. I overheard the Zealots mention negotiating with House Kadik, so the motivations are clear. Not only does the High Council deem me important, but Razma needs to remove me from the equation. I get it. But at least now everyone knows I was right.
That's the attitude. Less moping, more positive thinking. Now let's go.
All right. First, we need to free the other hostages. The Zealots aren't aware of how I've been delving into their systems here. I told them I needed full access if they expect me to replicate Anasco's experiment, and I didn't even bother with risk assessment.
So
They
the
think I'm
Zealots
applying
want
my
the same
theories to their
technology they were
poor
using to
excuse for
cause the
technology down
cataclysm.
here.
Which makes sense.
Granted, I could probably make it work if I had
Or
to.
they want to destroy it because they don't want them talking to their god. Alright, Miss Humility, let's focus on freeing the hostages.
Right. Focus. The other hostages are being kept just beyond this room. I can disengage the locks to their cell and grant you access to an elevator in the room beyond that will take them to safety.
Why didn't you escape on your own if you have all
clear
this?
out that area first.
Yeah.
And the Zealots down there are different.
File not found. Whatever the situation, I can handle it.
I pray your confidence is well justified. While you get the rescue underway, I'm going to set up certain guarantees here. I'll meet you and the others outside.
Sounds like a plan. Let's ride.
And a well thought out one at that.
Not really.
I just need enough time to set up a remote device so I can launch a virus that will render this place useless. Think of it as a failsafe to guarantee our safety. The Zealots would never risk this base or their ships.
Well, this base is kind of useless now that we know where it is, right? Alright. Good luck. I'll see you outside.
You sure will.
She's a dead woman. Alright, let's go see some random NPCs that mean nothing. Ba, ba, da, ba, 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 ba. We got a cave. Alright, this is where the real zealots live. The hardcore patriots. Hello, redeemed. One of them scary ones. Hey, none of that, none of that. Dangerous. Ooh, groat pie. Eh, stop that. You show him, Andrasia. I need to modify her weapon, make it cooler. Seaweed wine, what is that? Transferring long fang. That could be cool. All right. Well, that guy was a boss fight, so there should be a chest in here that gives me something groovy. Never forget the lubricant, quoteth Puff Daddy, or P. Diddler. Modified events for a star storm.
Serpent,
hello.
be merciful. Has help finally arrived?
Yes, it has. How are you doing? Hey, you got a name. Check you out.
You aren't a zealot. Who are you?
I don't even really believe in your religion, to be honest with you. I am Vindicator Venkman. Rosma sent me to rescue you.
The Great Serpent is merciful. And Tahima? Did you find her yet?
Did you say Tahima? They must have changed your name in development. She's safe. She's granting us access to an elevator.
I wish it were that easy. The zealots separated us. Our brethren are still out there. Please, I can ready my people here, but you'll have to deal with the zealots and rescue the others so we may all escape safely.
All right, I'll clear the path.
We'll be ready.
All right, see you guys later. Greetings, zealots. 'Tis I, Vindicator Venkman. What the hell is that thing? That's a robot. Whoop. That weapon is shit. Let's get a proper weapon. Whoop. Oh.
I'm wounded. I've got it. Your sins against the great serpent grow.
It's not the best you can do.
Fucking chaos.
Good one.
Thank you.
Best not to leave anything useful behind.
Alright, who else needs an ass whooping? Wait, is that a good guy? Those are good guys. Yeah, don't move with a purpose or anything, Gavin. It's not like we're escaping zealot monsters.
I can't thank you enough for saving us.
You're very welcome.
I still can't believe we're free.
Free the remaining hostages. Alright, there's more, huh? Or are we just waiting on Gavin? He's too important to run.
By the serpent, you did it.
Are we done here, Gavin? There we go. Doesn't look like we're done. Hello.
Great serpent, protect me. Thank the serpent. I thought I was done for.
No, no, no. Thank the Vindicator. Ooh, an unknown ally. Today, Mihail introduced us to our newest weapon against the heretics. They are called the Redeemed, but it remains to be seen how they live up to their name. Truly, the Redeemed are a weapon, of force we reckon with. So they got like super soldiers that they call Redeemed. They fight and speak with a fervor we share, but while ours comes from a place of passion and conviction, theirs comes from somewhere primal. It is both all they know and all they have. Sweet. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, there's loot chest. Nice. Crap weapon. So your friends just abandoned you here, huh?
Serpent saved. The great serpent has heard me. Thank you.
Vindicator Venkman. Make sure you write it down in your journal so the future will know of my good deeds. All right.
You did it.
Yes,
you got everyone out.
Bit of a main character, if I do say so myself.
You did it. It's true what they say. The air really does smell fresher.
Serpent, bless you. We owe you our lives. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Glad everyone made it out. That's right. And don't you forget, it's the least I could do for House Kadik and the people of Dazra. It's time to get everyone back.
Correction. It's time for you to get back. I'm going to stay back a moment and make sure everyone here is okay to make it back safely. I'll catch up with you shortly. Just let me know where the
I feel like she's about to get
negotiations are taking
assassinated.
place.
Badlands Power Station. Are you sure you'll be all right?
Of course. I successfully rigged a remote device to shut this whole place down the moment I see a zealot. I just need a moment to make sure everyone is fine.
Well, you are your own woman, so it's at the Badlands Power Station.
Don't worry. Razma came through for me. It's only fair I return the favor. I'll be there when it counts. Now go.
These members of your house have suffered. I can respect your decision.
All right, so she will probably not survive that trip. All right, let's see if we can steal their ship. Probably not. It's not even showing up on my scanner. It doesn't even have landing gear. This is a magical ship. It's got anti-grav capabilities. Alright, let's head to the power. Ooh, what's that? Listening post beta. Way Shrine of Devotion. I kind of want to go there. Alright, mark that. Why can't I mark that? Yeah, whatever. Alright, let's go to this place. Yes. Sundered stone. That's where we'll go. Hello, phantoms. There's quite a few of you over here. Boop, boop, boop. Oh. Kind of feel bad about killing these guys. All right, devotion from the Shrine of Redemption. Our journey brings us here to read these words and remember the Great Serpent's teachings. Each day and each night, all that we do and think must be in service to the Great Serpent and none other. The true believer shuns the false gods of others. Only with minds unclouded by doubt will we be found worthy. A potent Varun wine made from local tubers. Cred stick. Seaweed. Quit shooting at my buddy.
Find them. They cannot have gotten far.
Ouch.
This is unbecoming of you.
Yeah, she's shooting at me. Oh my god. That was bullshit. So what happened was my area of effect, after I was killing the bad guy, accidentally scratched one of those pilgrims, and then I got a crime stat, and Andreja abandoned me. My favorite is when your companion shoots at an innocent person and then blames you for it. That one always cracks me up. Where am I? Oh, god damn it. Alright, we'll have to get a different weapon. This weapon got me killed more times than not, anyway. What the flip? Alright, took care of that issue. Fly me to the moon, let me ride across the stars. There will be no other god but the Great Serpent to the balloon. In other words, you're worshiping a false god. In other words, actually, it's not even really a false god. Like, if somebody shows up with superpowers, yeah, that's basically what God is, right? It's not really false.
Is your intent
Hello.
to be unreasonable the whole time? I thought this was a negotiation.
'Tis I.
We're having a friendly chat, aren't we? It's not my fault you don't find my offers acceptable.
Nah, just the person I wanted to see. Please tell me you bring good news.
Pretty good news.
Exactly what I wanted to hear.
Razma, who is this? You allow any commoner to just waltz in on official business.
What? I'll have you know I'm Vindicator Venkman.
Better security from House Kadik.
This is hardly official business.
Yes. And now these so-called negotiations are over.
Over? You'd risk everything after the whispers of a stranger. I demand to know who this is.
I'm the one putting it into this negotiation. I'm the Serpent's chosen Vindicator. The only one who can understand Anasko Varun. Haha, eat that.
You think I care about Anasko Varun? Son of a traitor! Only a complete fool would expect me to believe this.
It's true, Mihail. And if you don't leave now, peacefully, I'll make sure your ships and Shadow Station Epsilon are made dust.
You... How did you... You're bluffing.
Test me. You think a genius mind like mine wouldn't find a way to hack into every system in your base?
Very humble, too.
This remote
That's what we like
device will
most
launch
about
a
her.
virus that will detonate systems within Epsilon and reach your ships as well.
You realize how this may affect future partnerships, Razma. You'd jeopardize our connections.
You kidnapped their lead scientist that's needed to take care of a catastrophe. I think you have already broken your connection.
I could take you all out here and now. You know every one of us is prepared.
All we need is a
to
mission,
answer the Serpent's
and we can
call.
end this whole thing right now. Launch the virus. It's impossible to reason with zealots. You attack, we launch a virus. Let's do this one. Boop.
Are you sure?
Yep.
You launch that virus, and I guarantee blood will spill.
I'm giving you one more chance to reconsider.
What's there to reconsider?
Your Shadow Station allies know nothing of this. That's not the death they want.
No, but it's the death they know is possible.
Oh well.
Besides, you think I'd turn my back on the insults thrown here today?
I don't really care.
You mean, do we think you'd throw away your life and the lives of everyone at Shadow Station Epsilon over your pride, Mihail? No, I, for one, don't think you will. And you can't deny
If he's not willing to die, he's not much of a zealot.
Beneficial for us both.
But there probably are less hardcore zealots. Alright, let's see what Andreja has to say.
Blessed sister, you speak truth. I have been blinded.
Oh, they didn't even get the voice actor to do it. That's funny.
Have guided me back to the path. All right.
Got lost in translation.
I won't deny my brethren the death they deserve. But I won't forget this either.
I don't care.
Don't think this won't change anything.
I really hope you try to hijack me in the future when I'm flying around.
Changed, Mihail. From the moment you kidnapped House members. These negotiations
I have a Dark Star
over.
Mark V.
Now leave
cool.
us.
I can't believe the Zealots listen to you.
Yeah, it happens. I've leveled all the things.
Something I can do for you?
Grid stick. What is that book? No, that's a folder. All right.
House Kadik is in your debt.
As am I. I owe you my life.
That's all right.
Sahima.
That's what I'm here for.
You are a part of this house.
I paid
I
$29.99
know.
plus tax for this honor.
I just wanted to say thank you. Personally. And here, it's the research and algorithm the High Council wants.
Why don't you give it to the High
I'm sure
Council?
they'll appreciate it more coming from you.
Why am I the delivery boy? All right, it's my turn to say thank you.
You're welcome. It's been quite the life experience I've had lately.
Yeah, it was a good time.
If you have any spare time, maybe come find me later?
Ooh, side quests. Sure, I'll see you around.
Great. You can find me at the Great House whenever you get the chance.
Will do, madam.
We'll talk later, Sahima. As I was saying, House Kadik is in your debt. You've helped me maintain a very precarious balance.
This business with the zealots needs to end.
And one day it will. But until then,
That's not the answer I
they're
want.
a necessary evil. One that we'll be keeping a much closer eye
I'm gonna burn on you.
I'd appreciate it if you kept this a secret.
I won't. I'm not the one you should be worried about.
If you're referring to the members of House Kadik, the others involved know better than to speak of this.
Wouldn't be so sure.
As House Elder, I know my family well enough. We're all well
Pride
aware
goeth
of our
before the
unspoken
fall.
agreements. Now, I have much to do, and so do you. Ekris and the High Council will be expecting you.
I'm sure I echo Rasma's sentiment.
I don't like
when
her
say
voice.
this
She's got
business
that
stays
vocal
between
fry
us.
that bugs the hell out of me.
You've served House Kadik well today. As far as I'm concerned, the High Council does know because I'm on it.
Yeah, she'll
Any topics arise regarding
she'll tell the
Zealots,
High Council
I can guide our
or the
decisions
High Council.
appropriately. If the
Doesn't make
others
sense that
found
she's
out,
telling me in front of that
it
other
would
lady.
be a very
But
tiresome and lengthy
it is
conversation.
what it is.
Although lecture is probably the better word. But I hope you're wise enough to keep our house matters private. Great Serpent keep you.
I'm not in your house. And all you've given me is woe. Another woes. No goodies in here, huh?
Be quick, Vindicator.
Don't mind me, just taking a nap.
Ekris awaits.
About time you woke. We have things
We have nothing to discuss here. I'll see you back in Dallas.
Alrighty. Assist House Kadik. Thought I just did.
With the High Council no longer pressuring me, I can turn my complete attention to my people.
Let's ask her about those super zealots.
A different kind of zealot?
Yeah. Altered.
Altered? It's disturbing to think of zealots delving into some form of physical enhancement. I'll make sure the other members of the Ministry are aware of it. We'll want to make sure we're prepared, should we begin to see more
She
of
knows.
these
That's probably why she was dealing with him.
altered zealots you speak of.
All right, what will happen between you and the zealots now?
Mihail will return to Shadow Station Epsilon and wallow in his anger. It won't take long before he gets over it, and it's business as usual. This is a road we've been down before.
Why doesn't Sahima feel like she belongs to House Kadik?
If you ask me, it's her analytic mind that can't stop dwelling on things that don't matter. I care about all members of House Kadik, regardless of how they came to join us. Blood, marriage, adoption, we
Diversity
are all
and inclusion.
I value our great scientific minds, but my focus lies in the Ministry of Conjunction. And I think that's what she's come to dwell on.
Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. Make her feel better.
There's nothing I could say that hasn't already been said. The human mind can develop the strongest beliefs over the smallest observations.
Family should come first, not politics.
When it comes to noble houses, family and politics are practically synonymous. But I'm familiar with your point of view, and it's easier said than done. A house elder's responsibilities extend to all the people of Dazra. We can't focus on each individual under our purview. So, we focus on our responsibilities that encompass and protect them all. Until next time.
Well done, Vindicator. Until next time.
You guys have literally put me to sleep. Good talk. What is that? Structure. Good to know. Alright, let's zip right here to the Herald's arrest. I like that picture. Oh, great serpent. Bless us with your blessings. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen,